We'll continue with our series of interviews that producer Pranav Prasanna did at the World Tennis League in Abu Dhabi, and he managed to catch up with Medvedev at the World Tennis League yesterday.
Daniil, hi. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. We saw you and Rublev at the Yas Marina Circuit. You guys are competitive on the court. Was it the same case on the track as well?
Yeah, the thing is that we couldn't really compete there because we were following the instructor. And I feel like for safety reasons, they didn't let us go like full. But it was still a lot of fun. But yeah, for sure, if one day we could be there by ourselves and really push to the limits, that would be even more fun.
2024 is going to be an exciting year with Rafael Nadal coming back as well. What sort of a challenge does he pose to the rest of the players now?
Well, I think it's kind of the same like with Novak. It's just that all the seasons that he played, he wins a lot of matches and doesn't lose many. So that's it's very tough to beat him. Actually, with Rafa, maybe I even had even less success than with Novak in a way. But we had some tight matches where I felt like I could win, and maybe he got the edge in the end. So for me, it's going to be a great challenge if I have to face him. I don't know at the moment his shape, no one knows, and how he's going to handle. But from what I saw, he seems to be doing good, and I think that's great for tennis. Basically, this question is so different to everyone because everyone is going to have a different motivation for different reasons. And I'll be honest, last 2 years, even last year when I had an amazing run, I felt like I was changing. It's normal, I was getting older, I'm not anymore 23 and it's my first big title and I'm like, okay, I want to do more of this. So, and at this stage of my life, at least right now, and I hope this can last for a long time, I have just the biggest motivation ever to just continue finding my limits, as I said about the racing. To just go for more, try to be even more professional, try to fight harder, try to be better on the court, because I think that actually at the end of the season I was a little bit too much over the place because I was mentally tired, because it's not easy. So I'm going to try to do all of this better next year, and hopefully I can become a better player, better person, and better results and stuff like this. Because even if I proved it to myself this year 100% that I can be a very good clay court player, so I'm really looking forward to Roland Garros next year. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit, and that was the case throughout all my career, to change surfaces. And there we know it's hard clay, grass, clay, hard. So it's going to be a challenge. Calendar is not easy, but it's the same for everyone. Again, I have big motivation to be even stronger physically to manage to handle the season till the end. And hopefully I can have a lot of great tournaments, can win all of them, so we're going to try to win some.
So another great exclusive.
This is TSB, the home of talk, sport and business, with Lachlan Kitchen and Neil Osha. Talk 100.3.
Yeah, producer Pranav there talking to Daniil Medvedev, another exclusive from the World Tennis League after earlier hearing from Iga Swiatek. He's on a bit of a run to finish out 2023.
Well, yes, he definitely is. Spending some time at the tennis league, the World Tennis League that's happening in Abu Dhabi. Pranav, I think, he's probably has had one of the busiest years as far as going out and covering events and staying out of the studios are concerned.
Yeah, he's done very, very well. 0586861003. We've heard from Iga Swiatek, Daniil Medvedev, and now he's caught up with Elena Rybakina.
Interesting conversations, Pranav. Obviously, loving the sport and loving the sports people as well. Generally tends to have conversations not just about the sport but life at large as well. And that is the interesting part of Pranav, right? He wants to know where they're going to dine to.
Yeah, and here she is. She was the world number one, Elena Rybakina. She was a Russian-born Kazakhstani. She's been a superstar. Sorry, I will correct you. She had a career-high singles ranking of number 3, and she's always been, in the last couple of years, a top 10 player. Here was the exclusive interview with Pranav Prasanna.
So I was 1 week in Europe, and now I've been 2.5 weeks in Dubai, and I would say that this time the preseason is quite short for me. Usually we do longer, but since my season was quite intense and a lot of matches I played, I guess this is how you usually do. So yeah, but I'm really happy with the things we did. Of course, it's never enough time to improve, but I think the most important stuff we did, and we still got some time maybe to prepare even better in Australia. It was actually not easy start like this quick, and this is something for me to improve. This kind of format when you need to start and every point counts. It's quite difficult, especially for me. But I think this is a good thing for me to improve. And yeah, I mean it was again tough match as always. So yeah, I think we are both in a good, I would say, shape now. For sure, the most important goal was to improve a bit physically, because this part is always a bit weaker for me. But on the court there is so much to improve that I cannot even say. My coach is always telling me we never have time, but it is how it is. And yeah, but mostly physically. I think that this season was for me a bit tough, also with sickness and everything. So I guess this part is the most important. I would say first part of the season was really successful for me, but then, as I said, I was a bit unlucky with the injury, so it was not so many finals or maybe the results I wanted. But well, if people say that, it's great, and hopefully we can keep it up.
Let's go, Plav. You mentioned the coach. Can you just talk us through the support you've received throughout the 2023 season and the targets you've set for 2024?
Well, I'm not going to go into the details. As I said, there is a lot of improvement on the physiques, and of course always to improve in the technique and maybe better decision on the course. So this is we're trying to do some maybe the rallies to work on the special situations, but yeah, mostly I would say that physiques are important for me.
Final question from me. This is the festive season that we're going into. If you had to pick a player to give a gift, what would you give them and who would it be?
Only one.
Only one.
Well, okay, now I play doubles with Sorana, I will give it to her.